I am prepared, actually. I had a couple games in mind, but I saw a very emotional, heartfelt story that made me segue over into this one because it's also a new release. Just shout out to that. So for today's Gamestetic Game of the Week, let's take it to a recent re-release of a classic game, Lost to Time, and that is Croc Legend of Gobbos that I already mentioned a few minutes ago. Let's shout out to that one. That is a classic on the PlayStation 1, a action-adventure platformer that was just honestly, again, lost to times, and it just recently got its re-release just a couple days ago and scored pretty well. Updated graphics, do the side-by-side shots. It looks great, as well as they changed up some different gameplay mechanics where it's like it no longer has like the quote-unquote like tank controls with the camera. So
Yeah,
it's like
the PS1 controls.
yeah, exactly. Where it's got more of a free flowing camera, 360 camera and stuff. So that's cool. Just updating the entire gameplay elements to make it a more enjoyable experience. To get this, to have more people be able to experience this game. Following, our favorite little Croc here with his signature backpack, trying to rescue the Gobbos from, I believe his name was like Baron Dante, something like that. I don't know. But it's just a classic platformer of that era, man, that PlayStation 1 era. But I did see a pretty nice little emotional story on Twitter, and I shared it on the Gamestetic Twitter. That's just like, when I read this, I'm like, that's what gaming's about, baby. That right there, where it's this dude was, saying thanks to the team that put this game together and re-released, that released it, sharing that when he was a kid, like he was pretty sure Croc was his first video game ever at his grandparents' house on their PlayStation 1. And just recently, over the last few years, his grandfather has passed away, and his grandmother now has Alzheimer's, and it's just continuing to get worse. And he showed her that the game had re-released, and she actually remembered it immediately. Like, oh yeah, that's the game that we used to play with your grandfather, whatever. That's what gaming is about, baby. That's what we're here for. So yeah, shout out to Croc, Legend of Gobbos. Love to see people getting the chance to relive this classic. Maybe it is like in this guy's case, first game he's ever played. A lot of fun memories with it. And honestly, it is just a fun game, even at the time that it was. Don't know if I would ever replay the PlayStation 1 again. Don't think that would ever happen. But now that there is a re-release, this might be worth a nice little pickup at some point. Croc was a fun game back in the day. I also played it at a family member's house, at my uncle's house on his PlayStation 1. So shout out to that, shout out to Croc, and shout out to the re-release. Kemp comes in with some pretty good review scores and stuff. Everyone seems to enjoy it, and shout out to it, man. We'd love to see it.